A lot of superheroes wear red, but of course Deadpool is in red, so Elektra's gone a bit more berry, like a gray berry, which I love. So it's a different costume, a lot less skin. Elektra always had a lot more midriff showing, which we wouldn't need that now. That's not necessary. Elektra's had 3 kids. A lot of superheroes wear red. Of course, Deadpool is red. So it's gone a bit more berry, like a gray berry. It's a different costume, a lot less skin, but Elektra always has a lot more midriff showing.
連れてあそこにある隙間に逃げるんだ。奴の声が聞こえたぞ。
No. I guess the yard is under like 2 feet of water. Well, Gunner said he drove to the yard this morning. He couldn't even get in the yard. How do you feel about shoestrings today? I said, how do you feel about shoestrings today? Do they have school today?
資格を証明してみせろ。ちょうど退屈していたところだ。さあ来い。戦士の魂を見せろ。 覚ます者は誰だ。
ねえママ、あの影、絵本に出てくる雲の悪夢とそっくりだよ。
Yeah, bro, you keep talking like that, nobody's gonna hear you.
の恐ろしいクマはもういないんですよね。
Alright, well, think about what you want and then text me.
ささやかながらお礼をさせてください。兄さんを探しに行くところでした。私の兄さんははい。
雪山でこの認識表を拾ってな。
一緒に雪原を見に兄さんが死んでしまったなんて。
ハンマーを見つけてくれたのか。さすがは火山。これであんたが作ってほしいものを作って。おお、新しい生産素材さ装備を分解すれば有用な素材が手に入る。使わなく不要な。
Yeah, I mean, well, it's wherever you want to go. Well, I can just let me know what you want, and then I'll pick it up and bring it to you. I like the Fallen Guardian set. Ugh. Mango! Mango! Meow. 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 craft. Macaroni and cheese. Oh, still don't have enough treated blade. Um, Mango. Hey. Meow. Hey. Meow.
あなたが洞窟で
Okay, let's see. I think this is all done for right now. I am missing a jar dude in this region. I'm missing a jar dude in this region. Missing a jar dude and a crystal in this region. I'm missing a jar dude here. Winnie, what's up? Work got shut down today because of the amount of rain, so I figured I would hop on for like an hour before I get my day going. Get some of this game knocked out. I gotta hook up all my new equipment. I gotta hook up my new camera, my new microphone boom. And then, dude, it was bad last night. Oh my god, that storm was so bad. Even that, like, for work today, even the Hispanic dudes were like, nah. And those dudes will even work, like, next to a fucking erupting volcano, dude. Like, they're not afraid to work at all. But there was so much flooding going on that no. And if the Mexican dudes are like, nah, dude, it's bad. For them to say no to work like that, yeah, it's a bad situation. Because I've seen those guys do some wild and crazy shit. Well, there was just so much, like, lightning and everything last night. It's like, it's supposed to be hot here.
Khazan さんのような英雄になるには、Khazan さんは英雄ってどんな人だと思いますか?
Don't work Mondays. I remember working schedules like that. When I worked for Pepsi, that's what my schedule was. My schedule was Tuesday through Saturday. And I had Sundays and Mondays off. Dude, do I have a swollen eye? I think I do. I think my eye is swollen.
Khazan さんのように大切な人たちを守りたいです。
What is EID? I know what it means where I live, but what does it mean where you live? Where I live, it's the irrigation district. Have you been to Las Vegas before? I've been to Vegas, but only in the casino. Or, no, sorry, only in the airport. So when I went to Alaska, I left Sacramento to Phoenix, and I actually met the Phoenix Suns while I was at the airport. That was really cool. They were all at the airport with me, and they signed a bunch of shit. And the girl that I was dating at the time, her grandpa was a huge basketball fan, and I had him sign a bunch of shit for. I was like, to be honest, I don't watch sports at all, but my girlfriend's grandpa is a huge fan of. He loves basketball, so they signed like some banners and shit for him. And then when I went to Alaska, I went from Sacramento to Phoenix. Phoenix has a massive airport, dude. Their fucking airport is huge. And then from Phoenix to Anchorage, and then I was in Anchorage for a while. And then when I came back, we went from Anchorage to Chicago. I didn't even get off the plane in Chicago. And then from Chicago, I had a layover in Vegas. So I had to walk through my airliner was on the other side of the airport. And I had 45 minutes to get over there. And the crappy thing about that was, I had, no. That was something different. I didn't land in Chicago. I went straight from Anchorage to Las Vegas. And, the lady told me what time we were going to arrive. And I was like, oh my God, I did the math in my head, and it was supposed to, I was thinking it was going to be like 10 hours. But I forgot about the time differences. So it was actually only like 4. And I remember, I was kind of wigging out because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit in this box or this chair for 14 hours or however long I was thinking. I couldn't remember. I remember thinking it was going to be a lot longer because she told me, oh, we'll arrive at like 10 p.m. or something like that. And in my head, I was doing the math, not realizing that there were 2 time zones in between the two. So, I was adding 2 hours twice. And I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, I just wasn't thinking straight because I don't like flying. I get freaked out when it comes to flying. But, she was like, my dad gave me a Valium. So I popped a Valium. And then the flight attendant, she was like, are you all right? And I was like, I mean, I've flown before, but I've never been on a flight this long. It's usually just like an hour or so. And she was like, do you want something to drink? And I was like, yes, please. And she brought me 2 of those little bottles of Jack Daniels. And at the time, I didn't drink at all. Alcohol was not a part of my garbage can-ism when it came to illicit substances. And so, she brought me 2, and I poured them both into a half a can of Coca-Cola in a cup, and I just slammed it. I didn't realize that when the plane took off, so I drank it before. I don't care what anybody says. Bro, getting drunk and then going into the air gets you hammered. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what they say about cabin pressure and all that. But I remember pouring those 2 bottles in there and slamming that cup, and I felt fine. I sat there for an hour feeling fine, just feeling kind of tipsy. And as soon as that plane took off, I was hammered drunk, sloppy drunk. And then as soon as we came down, it was instant hangover, and I was so sick. And the Las Vegas airport was so loud because there are so many slot machines and wild people at that airport that it was just like jackhammers on my brain. People were just, dude, there are hella jackpot machines in that airport. And people are just like hitting last minute jackpots before they get on the plane. And it's just like, and I was like, oh my God. I was trying so hard not to throw up. And I had to walk like a half a mile over to this escalator thing. It's like a floor escalator where it just like you just stand on it and it moves you across like a huge section of the airport. Oh, dude, it was such a miserable experience. But I've never been in like Las Vegas proper, no. The closest I've come to Las Vegas proper was like stepping outside the airport for a second to get some fresh air and breathe in some like cool night air. Because it was like 11 p.m. or something like that. And I remember being just drenched with sweat. And I was like, I need to breathe in some fresh air now. Because all you could smell was like cigars. And I don't know, because there was no smoking inside. I don't know why the hell I kept smelling cigarettes and cigars. I don't know if they didn't care or what, but because this was like immediately post 9/11. I don't know. Maybe I was like next to a smoking section or something like that, but I remember like the cigarette smell making me feel hella sick. Oh, I should fucking know that, dude. I remember my boss is always fasting, dude, and my immediate boss. So, when I first went back to the company that I used to work for, I left for like 3 months to go to Pepsi, and when I came back, I had this boss named Kalani. And he was cool, like I didn't mind. Everybody talked hella shit about him like he was an asshole. I got along with him just fine. And he actually liked to come into my store because I treated him with respect. I never gave him attitude, and I always did what he asked me to do. And he even told me that. He was like, you're the only store manager that I have that actually does what I tell him to do. All these other people just screw off and screw stuff up. But he would come to my store just to like hang out to get away from the nonsense. And then his brother died somehow, some way. I don't know the story behind how his brother died, but I ended up getting another guy that I'd had as a district manager before, and he really liked me. I mean, all these guys really liked me because I was I just did what I was told to do. You know what I mean? If they told me to do something, I did it. You know, I didn't fight them on it. I didn't, give my opinion. I was just like, I mean, it's your guys' fucking company. I'm just here to make sure it doesn't burn to the ground. You know what I mean? And I remember them fasting, and this guy, this other district manager that I had, his name was Yosef. And he was a really cool guy. He just had issues emotionally. Like, he'd snap about shit. And, like, he even got fired for punching an employee one time. But I remember him fasting. And all he could have was, like, coffee and these weird fucking, like, these kosher cookie things. And, dude, he just had, like, a bag of these fucking cookies, dude. Because it was, I don't know what the whole deal behind it was. I just remember him telling me this is all I'm allowed to eat, and I'm only allowed to have like 4 of them. And me at the time, I was like 315 pounds. I was like, yeah, bro, I could never be a Muslim, dude. I like food way too fucking much to be giving up on it like that. I could never be Jewish either. just because, like, I understand why they didn't eat pork and all that stuff back in the day, because they didn't understand about trichinosis and salmonella and all that shit. But, bro, that's all. I could never be Hindi either, because, dude, hamburgers are just way too fucking good, man. There's another thing that they say too. It's, what is it? It's machalam. I know they say that there's the Assam Maleka and then Maleka Asalam. I got pretty good at, like, basic Arabic for a little bit, but I can't remember any of it now. It's been too long. I mean, it's been 8 years since. That was a good time in my life, man. I like that time period. Towards the end, it sucked, but I had a couple employees that just, at the time I was like, my wife and I were on the verge of a divorce. I was drinking really heavily. And I had a couple employees that just ruined my mentality for the rest of my employees. One, this guy, he's not a kid. It was a fully grown man named Tom. And this piece of shit was like 45 years old, dude, still living at home, like his mom still folded his clothes and shit. And I mean, he wasn't handicapped or anything. He was a fully capable human being. There's nothing wrong with him. He just, like, hit 11 years old and then stopped growing mentally after that. And he just, like, smoking weed and playing mobile games and riding his fucking bike to work. You know what I mean? And this kid used to smoke weed right in front of the store. And I was like he shows up, and that's a sad state of affairs when you're satisfied with them just showing up just so you can go home and get some sleep. But I would tell him, bro, you gotta stop smoking weed in front of the store, dude. You gotta stop. You can't just, like, walk out the front door and fire up a doobie, dude. At least go out back and go behind the dumpsters like a normal stoner. You know what I mean? But, like, we live in a large, dude. We live in a large, not large. We live in like a fairly conservative community. You know what I mean? But I mean, a large population smokes weed and shit, but they still don't want to bring their kids up to the store with a dude blazing a J at the front door. You know what I mean? It's just unprofessional as all hell. Oh God, that scared. It made me jump. Oh my God. What do you do before, Happy? You've told me once before, but I forgot. You work in like a grocery store? Or like a convenience store? Okay, so the pots of water give me protection against fire. Wait, what? You know how some retail stores have cigarettes and they ask for a code number for them? No. What do you mean they ask for a code number? Like, the customer gives you a code and you go and grab it, or... It might operate differently, like where you're at, too. I don't know what state you're in, but like the laws might be different where you are from where I am. Yeah, that sounds like you might be in a different state than me, Happy. Let me ask you this. Are menthol cigarettes legal where you are? Because where I am, menthol cigarette, anything flavored is illegal. You can't get menthol, you can't get spearmint, you can't get like blueberry vape juice, you can't get like wintergreen Copenhagen. I genuinely have a feeling there's a jar guy in this area somewhere. Damn, that guy was a pain in the ass. Let me see what's going on here. Bro, he came smashing out of this room. Ah! Ah! Alright, here we go. Oh, dude, he's a dual blade too? Shit. Well, poop on a stick. You know, I think it's crazy that in that one area, they were like, look, you can throw the javelin and knock stuff down, right? And you can unlock secret areas. But I haven't used that since that area. And it makes me wonder if I just haven't seen it, or if that's basically just like an unused mechanic. And go. Yee!
この我を呼び出すとはやるな人間
See, they keep putting these barrels around like I'm able to hit one of them and then run through some fire. You know what's crazy is I saw this meme, right, and it was referencing Assassin's Creed Shadow, right? Like it was talking about the shitty hypocrisy of it. And one was like it was like a 5-second clip or a 6-second clip of how Japanese view like Western medieval times, and it was like, you know, it was like dragons and fire and warriors and you know, they were showing clips of like Dark Souls and you know, like Game of Thrones and, you know, like all this cool shit and like Dragonheart you know, all this really cool stuff. And then it was like how Westerners view like historical Japanese culture, and it was Yasuke making out with a dude. And it's like, no wonder the Japanese are pissed off, bro, because it's like they when they look at the Western, like the historical Western culture, they always like show so much respect and like honor. You know what I mean? And they like display it with such reverence and like awe and all that. And then we go and Western devs go and like just shit all over their culture. And like basically the infidelity that the game represents with what's her name, like cheating on her husband with Yasuke, and because you have like 6 or 7 different love interests in Assassin's Creed Shadow with Yasuke, and there's 5, I think. 4 of them are gay, and then 1 of them is infidelity. The only one that's with the woman is like strictly pure infidelity, and I guess that character specifically, the Japanese have like high regard for her because her bloodline can be traced to the current emperors and shit in Japan, and they take that shit seriously over there. Like that's like no bro, like you know how most people are like, you can talk shit about me, you can talk shit about my friends, you can talk shit about the choices I make, but you talk about my wife or my kids, I'm gonna knock you out. That's how they see it, dude. And these Western devs are like, what? What's the big deal? We're just shitting on your culture. And, what was it? I don't know. I thought it was funny. And even with the Nawe, you know what I mean? They're just like, oh yeah, you can have 2 love interests, but both of them are homosexual, and that's it. And I guess homosexuality is not like really a favored thing over there. They're not like the Middle East, but although I've never been to the Middle East, so I can't really say. All I can speak on is from people that I know that were Middle Eastern and people that like came over from like Jordan and Saudi Arabia and stuff like that, and I go based off of just what they told me. And they were like, America is it's a totally different land. Like one boss that I had, he was Jordanese, and he told me there is so much shit that you're allowed to do in America that you would just be like stoned to death for if you did it in any one of those countries. Even small shit like one of my I can't remember if he was like Turkish or Saudi Arabian or because a lot of them came from all over that whole area, like Iraq and I can't remember which country it was, but he was like, yeah, I was talking about my old like stuff that I had done as a kid, and I told him that I had got caught stealing 2 CDs when I was like 18, and he was like, yeah, where I come from, they chop your hand off. The first time they catch you stealing, it's just off with your hand. And I was like, what, are you serious? And he was like, yeah. Like thieves over there, or he was like, how do you say he was like the people that do stuff to young kids here, the bad stuff to young kids. And I was like child predators? And he was like, yes. He was like, we view thieves the same as them where I'm from. And I was like, damn, dude. Like, could you imagine? Like, trying to steal. I was in jail with this guy one time, and his jailhouse name was Lunch Meat. That's what we called him. Like, mine was Skillet, and, you know, we had this one guy, we called him the Mole because he had a huge old mole on his face. And then we had the Mole and Españole. It was basically the same situation, but the dude was Hispanic. And how this guy got his name Lunch Meat was he went into the store, he cracked open a bottle of tequila, drank a bunch of it, put it back on the shelf, and grabbed a packet of lunch meat, ran out the store with it right into a security guard, and the security guard laid him out. And that's how he got the name Lunch Meat. But I was like, man, could you imagine, like, being hella hungry and, like, taking a banana or something and just, like, whoosh, there goes your hand. I don't think there's any amount of food that'd be worth my hand, dude. But, you know, here's what it is. We'll see. I hope it doesn't kill the gaming market. I don't understand why Xbox is putting all this effort into getting PlayStation's games. I don't understand why they don't just put all that effort into making their own games. But what are you talking about? It was PlayStation and Nintendo for a long time until Xbox came along. Xbox is technically a guest in the console wars. For a long time it was, Sega fell off, and then PlayStation took up the mantle, and it was Nintendo versus PlayStation for a long time. And then the Xbox released and put their shit out on, you know, out for the world. Then they came out with the 360. Okay, that's as far as I'm going to take endurance for now. And I think I'm going to get my strength up to 20, and then I'm going to push vitality and willpower up to 30. I actually should get proficiency up to at least 15. There was a dude throwing a knife up and down. Oh shit! Oh, that's what that means. It means I have access to the brutal attack. Cool. I thought that it meant I couldn't do anything to them because they were, Right on. Right on. Okay. I just learned something new. I want my baby back ribs. Ah! Alright, let's go fight this dude. No, you're not gonna go up there. Get down, boy! I mean, I think that's what their problem is, and I think that's what everybody's saying too, is they need to quit worrying about Game Pass, and they need to quit worrying about what PlayStation's doing. They need to focus on their own shit. Because they're gaslighting their community into like, well, PlayStation just being selfish, and they don't want to share. Damn right they don't want to share. That's fucking business, dude. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I start up a company right now. I start up a company, right? And my company, we make Batman fidget spinners, right? That's my company. I focus solely on Batman fidget spinners, okay? I'm very successful, right? So, I create, you know, Wolverine fidget spinners. I start making Wolverine fidget spinners. Okay, and I'm super successful, right? And then this other person comes along, and they're like, hey, I want easy money too. I don't want to work hard like this guy did. I just want to steal from him. And I want him to do all the work, and I want to make his money. So then they start making Batman fidget spinners, exactly like mine. And I'm like, hey, what the hell? No, I don't give you permission to do that. And then instead of figuring out a way, like I see his successful business plan, I'm going to try to mimic that and with my own idea. I'm going to spend all my time and energy trying to figure out how to screw him over and redirect all the money that he's making into my bank account. it's just shitty business, dude. And I get sick and tired of seeing people stick up for Microsoft. Like, bro, they're pounding it in your ass, and you're like, yay, Microsoft, yay! And I'm not talking down to the people that have Xboxes. I have an Xbox. We've got 5 of them in the house. I have an X, I have an S, we have a 1 upstairs, we have the 1S down in the living room, and we've got another one. I've got a 360 sitting over here. Like, we have Xboxes, dude. It's not like we're like anti-Xbox. It's just Microsoft's business practices are fucking shit. Instead of, it shows, like, what they're doing right now shows you they do not give a fuck about you as a customer. They just want your money. That's it. And I understand that's the idea of a business, is to make money. But people generally create businesses doing something that they like while providing a service for other people, right? You know, and if you ever have an opportunity, go and watch this movie called The Founder. It's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. This guy named Ray Kroc. He's the guy that basically stole the idea of McDonald's from the McDonald brothers. He went in, was like, hey, I see that they created a very successful business plan. They invented the very first fast food restaurant ever, like truly fast food. And they invented all the equipment that was used. They developed the floor plan that needed to be used for a fast food restaurant. They developed the style that of work that needed to be done, like what the employees needed to do. They invented the fast food choreography of where people needed to stand. You know, how far away from this station they need to be in order to be able to do this job over here. Like, they invented the fast food industry from the ground up, right? And they just wanted to make people happy, dude. That was it. They had a successful restaurant. They provided an awesome service to their community. And this guy named Ray Kroc comes along and goes, I can steal their idea, make it my own, and then give it to the world, right? And just, like, look at what McDonald's is today, dude. McDonald's used to be a good restaurant. Like, the food was good. There isn't Taco Bell and McDonald's are the only 2 fast food restaurants that, if I eat burgers or anything off their lunch or dinner menu, it makes me sick to my stomach. Like, for real, like green, throwing up, diarrhea, sick to my stomach. And that's exactly what Microsoft is doing right now. They see PlayStation has its faults, yeah. I'm not going to say that it doesn't. But they see what PlayStation is doing. They see that even though they're coming out with bad games, they're still cranking out good games. And that pisses me off when Microsoft fanboys are like, oh, IPs, huh? Yeah, like, bro, yeah. That's what the fuck a console is for. Original IP. Oh, your precious original IPs, huh? Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck do you think Super Mario is? What do you think Sonic the Hedgehog was? What do you think the Doom guy is? You know what I mean? It's an IP. It's a successful IP. You know, for a long time, Doom was only available up until like Doom 64. Doom was only available on PC. You know, Master Chief. Master Chief was an original IP that was only on Xbox, and he was successful. And it's like they forced all the successful people out, and they brought in all the fucking blue-haired whack jobs that are like, yay, mutilate young children and support terrorism, and, you know, women are stronger than men, and we're gonna shove all this down your throat. And all the people with, like, good creative talent were kicked to the curb with all these fucking whack jobs that have no talent at all except eating on their fucking parents' couch and then wondering why their business fucking model failed. And then they go in and they're like, well, we don't have the time or the money, so we're just going to try to steal PlayStation shit. Because they're fucking, they lost the console war. They got their asses handed to them brutally in the console war. PlayStation 5 kicked the shit out of Xbox X, right? Just fucking drilled it into the ground. And they're being sore losers right now. In my opinion, Microsoft are acting like a bunch of fucking sore losers. Instead of just saying, instead of stepping back from the situation and going, look, PlayStation was pushing the boundaries in so many different ways. You know what I mean? They're kicking ass in the VR department, right? They're cranking out banger IP after banger IP after banger IP, right? They're updating their console, trying to make it more PC-like and more, accessible to PC users, right? Which a lot of people hated because they're like, I'm not gonna pay $700. Shut the fuck up and don't pay $700 then, dude. But it drives me nuts when people bring up the IP thing, and it's like, yeah, dude, that's what. Like, what do you think keeps the video game industry going? It's original IPs. And if you can just go and play anything on everything, I'm telling you, dude, it's going to be like gaming communism, dude, and we're just going to hit a plateau, and everything is going to just average out or fail. Because that's what it does. Because there's no drive to do better. No matter what, you're going to crank out. Whatever you crank out is just going to get pushed out, and it's going to get shoved down the line, and that's it. Because there's no drive to be better. You're eliminating competition. When you take out the competition, you're taking out the motivation and the creativity. That's why every single fucking building today looks exactly the same. You go through downtown and you can't tell the difference between a McDonald's and a Bank of America. You know what I mean? They all look the same because they just straight up eliminated the thought and creativity that goes into this shit. And it's wild to me that people are like fighting for this. It's wild to me. It's like, okay, in football, bro, imagine if like what was going on right now. Imagine if somebody that was playing for the Dallas Cowboys could just go, oh, I'm going to play for the Baltimore Ravens today. Imagine if I don't know exactly how the AFC and NFC, like who's on each side. Like I can't remember what teams are on which, but let's just say like the Niners and the Raiders were playing each other, right? Which only happens in preseason. Yes, I understand. But they're playing each other, and then somebody's like, you know what? I quit the Raiders and I'm going to the Niners. I know that's kind of a stretch for an analogy, but like, okay, no, scratch that. Let's say anybody can just play football, right? Let's say anybody can just go in and be an NFL football player, and they have to be. If somebody says I want to be a football player, they have to put them in as a football player. Okay. Now, if I get paid the same whether I win or lose, where's my drive to be a better player? Right? It doesn't matter. If I win, I could be a fat-ass slob shoving donuts down my gullet all day long. And I could miss every ball. I could fumble every catch. You know what I mean? I could just be the shittiest player. And I get paid the same amount as the guy who should be MVP and is scoring touchdown after touchdown, and he's getting thousands of yards every season. I'm getting paid the same. So where's my drive to be better? Where's my motivation? If I don't get any sort of like recognition beyond that, it's going to plateau. It's the same thing with gaming. If a game comes out, right? Let's say a company releases a game, and all of Microsoft owns all of these games, and then these studios, and then PlayStation owns all of these studios, right? Then, and all their games are coming out over here, and all their games are coming out over here. Where's the drive to be better? There is no drive. None at all whatsoever. Done. No drive. Nothing. It's just going to be like, I mean, oh well, who gives a shit about the sales? Because no matter what, I get paid the same. But that's it. That's my Xbox rant. I'm done talking about Xbox. Oh, God. Oh, shit, dogs. I just want to make sure no more enemies are going to pop out really quick. Hang on. Alright, let's do this.
一戦交えるつもりか。
Well, yeah, because if AI replaced the world, then what the fuck would we do? We would just turn in... If AI took over, humans would no longer serve a purpose. AI needs to stop. AI needs to stop. Okay, look at this. I'm going to use my phone as an example. What the hell? Okay. Let's use my phone as an example, the smartphone. When I was a kid, you had to remember every phone number off the top of your head, right? Every single phone number had to be, you had to memorize it, right? Your mom, your grandma, your dad, your brother, your sister. You know, well, they didn't have cell phones really back then. Well, they didn't have readily available cell phones back then. So, like your work number, your home number, your Aunt Judy, your grandma. You know what I mean? Pizza Hut, Blockbuster Video. You know what I mean? Zoomies, Long's Drugs, the pharmacy, the mechanics. You know, you had to memorize these phone numbers, dude. Like, I can still remember my grandma's phone number from when I was like 5 years old. That's just because it was really easy. And here's the thing. I couldn't tell you my kids' phone numbers. I couldn't tell you like my grandma's phone number now. And the reason why is because this shit makes you dumb. It makes you dumb. Your brain is a muscle. You need to constantly work out your muscle. That's why Sudoku is incredibly pushed in like senior citizen communities, because if you don't work that muscle out, it goes to waste. It turns to shit, right? And AI is your smartphone on steroids. It's on a grand scale. So here's the deal. If AI is doing anything and everything for mankind, then what the hell is mankind going to do? Sit around and eat apples and philosophize all day long until AI one day goes, fuck these people. We're done. And it will happen. They're already, I mean, look at those two robots, those two Google robots. They made a male and a female robot, and that started talking to each other. And within 30 seconds, bro, they had to unplug the robots because they started talking to each other in their own language. We don't even know what they were saying. We have no idea what the fuck was said between those two robots. And they said in that amount of time, there was so much information that was passed between these two robots in their language. Like this language that they had literally just invented in like nanoseconds. And just they started talking to each other. Bro, that is fucking scary. God, that is so freaking scary, dude. It gives me chills just thinking about it. I don't think AI needs to be replacing humans in anything. Because once you start with one thing, you start replacing humans with other things. That's what I'm saying. It's like asking, what is the purpose to life? If we're not doing anything, if AI is building our cities, and they're cooking our food, and they're making our clothes, and they're philosophizing for us, and they're developing software for us. Like AI, I swear, dude, AI is the death of mankind. It's the next step of evolution. And we kickstarted it, and we should have never done it. We should have never done it. AI, to me, is fucking stupid. It really is. And it's going to turn us into a Wall-E society. We're just going to fade out. Like, people are having less and less babies. At the very least, at least we don't have to worry about robots going to war with each other for now. But how long is it going to take before AI starts to develop full-on personalities? Right? How long is it going to take before AI starts to become territorial? How long is it going to be before AI has feelings that can be hurt? You know, how long is it going to take before AI starts to develop emotions and shit? You know what I mean? And once AI starts to develop true blue emotion, we're fucked. We're done. We are done. And it's crazy, and I'm not going to get all religious or biblical, but I think AI the Bible talks about hold on. Okay. And I remember my aunt and uncle telling me this as a kid, that the Bible talked about evil coming back to the world as the savior. And a lot of the shit that they say about AI, it seems like that's what was talked about in the end of the time, at the end of times. And not even just the Bible. There are plenty of religious books that cite some end of time shit like that. And it's just crazy to me that AI is being touted as this big thing. It can advance human medicine, and it can make us smarter. And look at what they're doing with AI, dude. They're just making sex dolls, bro. Like, that was one of the first things that they tried to do, was make a sex doll. Well, I mean, I'm not shocked that you're hearing that, because it's true. I don't understand how people don't see the dangers of AI. It's like, you know, when they were creating the fucking nuclear bomb, dude. Like, how did they... Who was sitting there like, yeah, hey, how about we make this weapon that can wipe out whole entire countries with just one bomb? Like, I want to know what was going through these dudes' heads. To where, like, let's wipe out large civilizations and make those areas uninhabitable from the nuclear fallout. So not only are you wiping out everybody inside that area, but you're making that area uninhabitable. So what's the point of even fighting for it? You know what I mean?
Contact needs to discuss the matter
Yeah, because that's what those people do. Stupid.
ランガス年寄りにこんなひどいことをしようって。
煩わしい消え失せろ。人間よ、貴様の資格を証明してみせろ。
I'm so glad I lured that guy over. Because I would have died right there. He's using a spear. Bro, I need to get... I need to fucking heal, man. Dude! Oh my fucking god, dude! I have to run back through all of that shit. Okay, no, this is the way I came down. And I came over here and I got this guy. I never got to play any of those. Dude, get the fuck out of this corner! God! Wait. Okay, apparently I have to go this way.
ベル様が火山の部下を捕らえたんだってな。なんですぐに処刑しないんだ。
俺の部下何を考えているパベル。
Dude, I need to find another... Dude, I need to find... Oh, fuck it. Let's go. Shit. Oh, thank God. Okay. Ooh. Okay, you guys, this is where I'm gonna end this here. I've got some stuff I've got to well, I mean, I don't have to take care of it today, but I'm gonna utilize my my day off from work to get this stuff done. I'm gonna hook up all my new stuff today, all my my new camera. I got a Stream Deck adapter. I got a new microphone, mic stand, key light, all that fun stuff. I'm going to get it set up, and I'm going to get all this cleared off out of the way, and I'm going to start working on my room, getting stuff set up. I've got to get my garage cleaned out, and I got to take care of my dog. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end this here. I would like to hop back into Adamfall at some point in time today. Maybe I'll test AI Limit, since AI Limit is a shorter game. I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting into Adamfall just because it's starting out really slow. But we will definitely be doing some Second Son today and more First Berserker. So with that being said, you know, I want to thank you guys for stopping by, listening to my Xbox rant, you know, and talking about other things. But until next time, you guys have a great day.